Hi everyone. HTL is back with yet another session. HTL Hack the League is an upcoming MLH Season 2022 hackathon initiated with a sole focus on creating impact. We have with us Mr. Abir Pal. He is a former SWE intern at Affinity. He is also a Postman student expert and a Gold Microsoft Learn student ambassador. He's passionate about creating impact by open source contribution.
Thank you, Priyanshi, for this nice introduction. I guess you have said a lot. I'm a beer, and I try to build full stack applications and let people know how to do those, and just helping you folks in this hack the league hackathon to build some cool projects and win some awesome prizes. So here today we'll be talking about building full stack applications using Next.js and Storyblock. Just directly jumping on to the main presentation, and then we can continue from there itself. So let me
Okay.
just share the screen. I guess my screen is. You need to add into the main. Yeah, thank you so much. So yeah, coming back to the, and also like I need to see the comments, so I'll just use this particular panel. Just if you have any questions, you can just directly drop it in this particular chat over here, so we can just see it. It's fine. Let's get started. We'll be actually building full stack applications in this particular workshop using Next.js and Storyblock. A bit about me that I've been using Next.js for more than a year now, and I also contributed to Next.js core repository. Previously, like just a few days back, I completed my internship at Affinity Singapore, and then like I was previously a major league hacking fellow too, where we built some cool projects. And most of the things I learned during these two phases of my whole journey, that MLH fellowship and the internship at Affinity. And apart from that, I have been involved in various communities and have given various talks at various universities, including Carnegie Mellon University, Georgia Tech, specifically focused on API designs and building, just like building your APIs, how they are secure, or like following OWASP principles and all this stuff. So today we are not going to deep dive into all the things like about APIs. But we are going to talk about Next.js and how like you should get started with Next.js, plus also building a live project along with you. So let's get started. So what we'll cover today is like what's the thing that I have thought about in my mind is letting you know about what is Next.js and why we are using Next.js, plus what are the local installation steps for Next.js, and we'll be helping you to set up a complete fresh installation using Create Next app, and there will be option for TypeScript or JavaScript. So I have few things so that for the demo, so that's why I'm going with TypeScript for now. Later on, like it's similar for JavaScript too. I'll just show you how to do both the things. So yeah, apart from that, after local installation, we'll see the crux of Next.js. Like it will be having a lot of code talks, like I'll be showing you the code and the code snippets, and also talking about it, like what this particular code does. Before that, I'll be also telling you what is server side and client side, and what things should be kept secret to the server itself, and what should be exposed to the client, that is the whole public, although user, the particular user. So here you can think server as something you are always keeping it secret from the whole public domain, and client is what the end user sees or what the end user has in his own browser or any device, right? And finally, we'll be building a live project using Next.js and Storyblock. So what the thing is, Storyblock is again a headless CMS. It's easy to integrate. That's why I thought to let's pick it up and we can just integrate it. So you can also know that okay, we can even build portfolios, even build project showcases using Storyblock, and it's highly maintainable. So I thought to like let's use this, and you can even use it in your particular in the Hack the League hackathon. So you can just use this particular session to even revise whenever you're feeling stuck anywhere. So let's get started. What is Next.js? So think I'll just first go to nextjs.org for you. This is the like main bible for you to know Next.js. This, it says that React framework for production. Just don't get confused with the word React. It's not just for React, it's complete framework for production. Just think it as a framework for production. Production includes client side and the server side. You can write here the client side code as well as the server side code. So you can think it of as what you say, the full stack application. So it is a full stack framework, you can think it of like that. So full stack application development, like what the production needs, like it should have a client side and it should have a server side. All this comes under Next.js. You are going to write client side code, plus you are going to write the server side code as together, and you don't need to maintain it much, and it will be super easy to know how things are done, and we'll be covering it. So yeah, this is the thing, is that this is you should know about what we are going to do and why Next.js we are doing. Usually what happens, whenever you are trying to deploy some application, suppose you use React, right? So when you use React, if there's any questions, okay, no, fine. So suppose you are using any React framework, like you have to deploy it somewhere, right? But suppose Netlify. Cool, you have deployed the things on Netlify. Now the main point again comes back, where do you deploy the server? Like you need to choose Heroku or Azure or GCP, anything else. Like we deploy some Node server in Node runtime in your backend, and you just call the APIs, right, from your React application to the server. So here you have two entities, the client and server, and both deployed at various ends. So Vercel or like the Next.js solves this particular problem, and they give you a complete end-to-end solution for full stack framework, also the React framework for production. It uses React as a client-side language, and plus it uses JavaScript as well as TypeScript, or you can even, there are more support coming, so you can even use any language that futurely they support. Maybe Terraform is on the line, down the line. Still in, like it's in the beta stage. They'll release into production later on. But yeah, coming back to the main point, it's like you can write the client side code as well as the server side code. This is why we are using Next.js. You can think it of as Heroku plus Netlify, or the what do you say, Heroku plus React on steroids. Yeah, so something like that. So yeah, coming back to the main presentation again. Let me know if you have any doubts till now. Like, do you know, like you're clear about Next.js, right? What it does and why are we using it? So just waiting for a few minutes, for a few seconds. If there are, I guess there are no doubts. So yeah, let's get back to the presentation. So what we'll be doing, we'll be trying to install Next.js, and these are the commands, like npx create next app at the rate latest, npx create next app at the rate latest, hyphen hyphen, that's the flag, and TypeScript. So we'll be using this following the second command, because I'll be showing it in the TypeScript. So let's do it. Before that, let's first go to the documentation and how I got this command over here. If you click on docs and come up over here, you can see Next.js npx create next app at the rate latest, or npx create next app at the rate latest TypeScript. These, your Bible is this particular doc. Whenever you're stuck, just search about it and you are going to get it. So I'll be covering basic features about client server and letting you know integration with Storyblock. So yeah, coming back to the main presentation, and let me just share my VS Code. Okay, let's, let's share the VS Code, share screen. Let me share the complete screen itself so that it's kind of visible. Just close this thing. Yeah. So I guess my whole screen is visible now, and we're going to do it. So I'm open a new VS Code instance, and now I'll open the file repo over here. So we are in this particular folder. Now what happens? Let's clear it. I'll just zoom into the bit terminal so that you all can see. So we'll be writing npx create next app. We write this at the rate latest, and we are going to use TypeScript over here. So we just like written the command, just send, just hit enter, and it says what is the project name. So let's say HTL talk, or say HTL, just say HTL, and it tries to create the repo over here. You can see HTL. So yeah, it just tries to create the repo completely, and we'll be actually demoing the above project, so that you can clone it, and later on we can go with that. So first thing is, we are just setting up the how the create next app works and how it sets up the thing. So you need not do anything. It's just like a wrapper Next.js has, like Vercel has built for you, so you can directly use it. So once it's done, now I think, yeah, it's done. We have all the things. So let's go inside the directory HTL and run our what do you say, the dev environment. So yeah, it's running, and 3001 is the host. So let's see. Just click on it. Oh yeah, we have successfully installed the Next.js, and we are running the dev version of it. So it shows like documentation, learn, examples, and deploy. Oh yeah, we'll be also deploying one more point. Yeah, we'll be deploying to a Vercel, like, and we'll be getting a good link for our own whole application. So that will be the last stage. So yeah, coming back over here. So this is the kind of deployment. I guess you have followed this, and you know like how things work now. So I guess everything there, no questions. Yeah, fine, awesome. So this is what we have deployed, and now I'll be telling you what are the crux of like the whole Next.js. Like what are the basic things that you need to know, right? So we are done with the things, and let me just give you a brief walkthrough of the directory of Next.js, how it looks. So what happens? For don't focus on this two first for now. Okay, node modules, and as you know that node modules is just like the module directory for npm, and it just uses that to serve you all kind of modules and functions needed for particular packages and stuff. Okay, fine. Next, the main important here is point is here is like pages directory, public directory, styles directory, and all this stuff. So pages directory is something like whatever you write, index.tsx, it is your main home page. I'll just bit do a bit zoom out. So yeah, and now if I just directly create one more directory, suppose about.tsx, and I try to just copy this stuff and paste it over here and try to just remove all this things about page. We just did this, and now see, this is our about page. And if we go to about right now, let's go to our next tab, and you see localhost 3001, and we just clicked on like we moved to about. So it shows about page over here, right? So this just automatically adds the route. So whatever you do over here, it just adds the route. Index is the like root route, like the what you see when you go to localhost 3001. This is what you see, and all the code, like all the html temp like rendering code is written over here. So all this rendering code is written over here, and you are just importing image types. All these are Next.js stuff. Next.js gives a customization head tags, so you can directly use them. Suppose I'm using, let's do this in the about page. So if I want to use head tag over here, and I want to like make sure it's about, and let's see what happens when we go to about. Right now if you see over here, it shows create next app. Now if I go to about, it shows me about over here, right? And if now I just change it to something else, create next, and it shows create next over. So this is the stuff that you can do. And whenever like these head tags are they're usually for like SEO, and they give you the like search engine optimization stuff. Whenever you're sharing a link, it shows the preview of that particular URL, and all these things you can set it up over here using meta tags. So this Next.js gives you out of the box all these things, so you need not worry about it. Though the scope of this like talk is not about discussing about all this the Next.js wrappers that they give, but more about learning what Next.js does for you. So here, as you see here, a lot of stuff like we completed the pages, the main routes. Now what does API does? So API is something like you can think it of as you may have seen request and responses in the node.js server. Like if you have written or worked with Express, you may have seen request and response. Okay, so similarly the API is kind of you can think it of as a server side stuff that's happened behind the scenes, and it tries to just like this code, this particular API folder, it won't be like showcased, or it won't be exposed to public, so you can do all the calculation or what all the stuff, the database calls and everything, you can do it from here itself. And and you need not worry well whether it's like going to be exposed on client or not. It will be remaining in the server itself. So if you want to just have any request you need to send to some like server or like anything, like suppose you called slash API slash get users. So it will just return name as John Doe. So this is how it works. It's just calling of APIs, and it's not going to like being exposed in client. Apart from that, we have completed the pages. The public is whatever you see in public will be exposed to the client side and people can access it. So make sure the secrets or whatever you are trying to do, or like the secret should not be in public. It can be over here or an SRC folder or anywhere else, but it should not be in the public. The public folder is just for public use, as the name suggests. Everything under that folder will be actually exposed to the client. And apart from that, styles, again we have few styles. These are the boilerplate styles, so just like kind of CSS, and you can just read it. This is the boilerplate will be like in the particular file itself directly, so you need not worry about it. Apart from that, we have ts config and this package json, which just shows up the various commands that we have if you want to build. So what does it do? Like whenever you are doing everything in production, right, whenever you're running things in production, you usually go with this command, npm run build or next build. So it does like this. Whatever you see over here, it's in production. The dot next, the whatever the files inside dot next that you see, files and folders, all this will are the production builds. These are actually minified, and they are like kind of written using babel, and all these things are done over. So need not worry about all this stuff, but these are just like for production, and you need not need to do anything over here. You need to just make sure that you need to just worry about the main code that you write. Okay, so that's about .next. .next is always put up into get ignore, so that it doesn't shown it to the dev environment, or it doesn't commit to repo, because these are like usually production builds and should not be committed to any particular GitHub repo or repository. Yeah. Any doubts so far? No, we don't have any doubts. Awesome. Just a sec. Yeah. So coming back now, coming back to the presentation. So we have covered the local installation of Next.js and how things are working out there. Plus, we have also tried to cover the various directories involved, and how you can actually visualize the whole directory and how you can get the picture of Next.js. But now it's time to dig a bit more, like how next steps, like what is client server and how Next.js handles that. So we'll be talking about it. So I guess you don't have any questions so far. If you have any questions, please do let me know over here in the chat section so that we can continue. I'll wait for a few seconds and then we can continue. Have some sip of, I just have some sip of water, a couple of seconds. Awesome. I think, can you please share the screen? Yeah, thank you. Cool. So I guess we don't have any questions so far. Let's get back to the presentation. So crux points, what is like web server and browser? So what happens in your browser, it tries to actually send a request to the web server and tries to just send you a response back, and send you all the files, whatever the files or whatever is needed, particular data, dynamic data. That is what the basic model looks like. Over here, if you see, this is a browser, this is the web server. So web server has all the files, all the secrets, and it should not be exposed to public. The call should be like kind of you're sending a request and you're getting a response. That's it. Nothing, not so much high rocket science. It's just like you're sending a request and it's giving you a response. That's how things work actually in the browser and web server model. So Next.js does the same for you, and it tries to selective bundle, use the adoption of selective bundling. And what it does in selective bundling, it tries to just make sure that server side code remains in server side, and next the client side code will be bundled together into production. So whatever in the client side code you see, that will be in the browser section, and what all the server side, it will be running a node server, so everything will be in the node itself. So no, not need not worry about it. Before we get started with the next thing, what we'll be doing today, we'll be trying to like build this complete full stack project. Like you'll be some hack the league, and there will be some awesome projects which will be coming from Storyblock. We'll be trying to integrate Storyblock, and we'll be seeing different kind of project submissions and stuff. Okay, so this is what we are going to build. It's right now in 3000, it's on different server, and we have not integrated any story block over it. It's just we're going to do it from scratch, I guess. That's pretty much what we are going to do. And this is the main stuff. You have to clone this particular repo. I'll just try to say the team to share this in the chat. github.com/htl talk. Yeah, so I'll just say to actually just clone this particular, like use this command in the terminal. I'll say to just use this, and can you please put it in the public chat? I've shared it in the private chat. So can you please put it in the public chat, the link? Yeah, awesome. So just clone this particular link, and like use the command git clone, and you can probably like just clone this. It's public, and it just, let me just also show you how it looks. Can you share the screen? I guess it's screen. Yeah, it's screen visible. Right, right. Yeah. So it looks like this. We have a complete. Now I've set up the Next.js setup just few hours back only, so that you just need to clone it and just need to run it. That's it. And we'll be doing it, setting up the story block and everything right from scratch. Okay. So let me just show you the repo. So let me close this server, and I have actually cloned it. And let me show you the particular. Here is what we have cloned. Hack the league HTL talk. So let me just. So this is what we have cloned. The github.com/imavp/htl hyphen talk. So when you actually install, like when you actually done with cloning, just type npm I. It will try to install all the dependencies, the node modules, and everything. And once it's done, you need to add into gitignore dot next. Yeah, it's added. Sorry. Yeah. So .next is added. So just need to make sure that everything is all done in gitignore. Now what you have to do is done try npm run dev. I'll just close this part. Npm run dev. So once you run this, you need to wait for a while. And yes, we have the custom server running. Take some time and tries to load. So it shows hack the league over here. It's getting compiled, and yeah, over here you can see something like this. This is the what stuff we'll be integrating with. All stuff is there. I have done all the styling for you, so need not worry about it. All the boilerplate stuff I have done for you, so you need to focus more on what I say now, like the seeing the code snippets and all. Okay. So just this is a rendering code. We are not going to focus right now over here. This is just like whatever you're seeing right over here, like the complete browser skin, all the CSS stuff. It's just written over. This is not the point of concern for now. So the point of concern is getting server side props. This particular function, whatever you see, this particular function will be staying inside the server and will not get exposed to any client side bundle. Okay. Only this particular thing, export default home, and this whole stuff, the rendering logic will be actually exported as the client side bundle, and rest will be staying inside in the server. So you can even call your databases over here, and you can even have your private keys too. And it won't, the Next.js is designed in that way, does the selective bundling and doesn't let get server side props to any client side bundle. And always make sure that whenever you're using get server side props, it should be under pages itself, because it works inside the pages only, not in anywhere else. So it's something like that. That's like, you can think it of as, under pages you have to create a new file on some index.tsx or about.tsx, and you want to call any server side stuff. Let's suppose calling an api, an external api, or anything like that, you just need to use this particular get server side process and put it inside this get write server side logic over here. Okay. And once you are done with the things, you just need to pass the particular props in this particular stuff. And when the component renders, this particular home page renders, it will pass on these props over here in this particular next page, or the home page. Okay. That's what it does pretty much, and kind of very simple to understand. Let me know if you have any questions till now. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. I guess you all are enjoying. Awesome. So this is what it does. Get server side props. You need not worry about getting exposed to client side or anything like that. Security is the job zero over here. So focus on just get server side props and write your database calls and all this stuff. So you can do it over here. Even you can actually create different folders and call it inside get server side props, and it won't get exposed. But whatever you write inside this particular home or the export default category, that will be getting exposed to the client side. This much code, line 5 to line 59, will be getting bundled with the client side modules, and rest will be in the server side itself. So what we are going to do now is calling some server side props, like using some server side props as from story block. We'll get some data from story block, and we are going to showcase it, right? So here we'll be having few projects, and we'll try to like feed those projects in Storyblock. Plus we'll be getting those projects directly from Storyblock to here. Okay. And the main secret here is that we will not let any user know, that any client side user know that we are using our secret Storyblock, right? So all those will be kept secret completely. Okay. This just for showcasing you how secure is Next.js, and it doesn't let any story block or like let any server side things go into production or go into client side modules. Okay. So this just we are like making sure that story block secrets are not exposed anywhere, and it will be remaining safe with us. Okay. So let's move on to storyblock.com first. So once you're in Storyblock, just sign up with the login, or like sign up with your email and password. And once you log in, so you're going to get over here, you can see this particular space. We have few spaces. I built few spaces, so let's create a new space. Space is just something like a workspace. You can just open on VS Code, something like this is your hack the leak workspace. So similar to that, it's a new workspace, and we'll make it as HTL or hack the leak. That sounds much better. Okay. And we created the space. Awesome. So I don't want this home and all this. You can delete it for now. Like we don't want all the boilerplate stuff. It's going to delete all this. Delete. Okay. So I guess we have done all the things. Skip this step, and now it looks pretty clean. And before integrating anything, we are going to set up all the stuff like API keys. Over here, you can see API keys. Just copy this particular key, and I will like create a new public key. That will be much better. Yeah, that is. Don't worry, this will be actually deleted. So all these things over here. So paste your access token. So if you go to .env.sample, okay, this will be in your particular. If you have cloned this particular repo, you'll be getting it over here. .env.sample, and just like rename it to .env.local. Okay. So once you rename it, looks something like this. Let me just zoom it for you. It looks something like this. Just rename env.env.sample to .env.local, and make sure the story block version is draft. You can just remove all this and just make it just draft. Okay. So once done, and paste your access token here. We just copied it from the story block. I'll show you how to get access token again. Go to settings, and then you go to API keys. Here you can see the two-way public and preview. We are not using Next.js preview for now, so we are going to use public. Preview is a different concept again, and so that's why we are not deep diving over there. We just focus on the public one, so just copy the public one and we just use it. Okay, just remove I guess just need a for like, yeah, this sounds good. So this is what env is set up now. And yeah, we have set up the env, we are using the draft version. So good. So now we can actually see. I've built a custom wrapper for you so that you don't need to worry about story block things like getting whole stories and stuff. I've done the work for you over here. So just zooming it out. I've created few functions, get story and get links, so that you can use them directly in your production code. Uh, so let's see. These are the things we'll be using get story, so that I'll tell you what is story and what are blocks. So yeah, if you have any doubts so far, awesome, great. And let me close this thing. We're going to build this, and now it's not looking so good right now. We have just a dynamic, like we have just a static data hard coded value, so we are going to use it story block. So we'll go to dashboard, and this shows your like currently active plan, what I have created, and what are the how many users are present. And this is like for story block, you have like if you're a like single user, it's free for you, so don't need to worry. You are using it for community and hobby projects, so you can use that. So no worries on that. Apart from that, next thing that we are going to see is content. Content, you can think it of as blogs pages, like blog posts, or like it can be articles. Okay, so all these are known as contents. If you go to any, suppose I went to this particular site, medium.com. Suppose let's go to medium.com, and if I click on any particular link, I used to think, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Suppose this particular whole page, whatever you see, and when I clicked it over here, so whatever you're going to see is the content. Okay, so this is the particular content. Okay, and inside these images, the text, all this are the blocks. Okay, so think it of something like the whole page is known as story. Okay, the whole page, the complete content is known as story. And all these blocks, the headings, okay, the headings, the image, the paragraphs, the likes, and all this thing are blocks. Blocks, just a fancy name. So combined together and they become story block. Okay, this is what it means. Here you have content, and we are going to have different components. All this particular images, headings, links, all this will be under components. We'll be creating few components, and content will be the whole page over here. So this is what we'll be doing with story block. And I guess that pretty much sums up the idea, and that pretty much like establishes the mental model of how story, what is story block and what it means. Okay, it's just a headless cms and it does the job. Awesome. So I guess you don't have any doubts so far. Just let me know if you have any doubts. We'll actually cover, like, just I'll just answer it, so that you don't end up with any confusion and you can easily integrate all this stuff in your hack the league project. Awesome. So content, going to content, we are going to create a particular content, and what will be the content? The whole page. Okay, and this is our home page, right? Localhost 3000, and we are not having any others in strings, so it will be complete home page. Let's create a home page. Home. Okay, and this is not having any slug. Slug is just whatever you add after slash, it counts as slug. Okay, so we are not having anything in slug. Okay, so it will be just remaining as it is. Cool. Everything done. Just click on save. So here we are. Okay, you are going to see all this stuff. Don't worry about it. Go to settings now. Again, we have set up the home, but it's not yet ready to see. What we'll do, we'll try to actually change this. Go to settings, go to general, and we'll try to change the location or add some preview URLs. Okay, right now our URL is this thing, localhost 3000. So we are going to add it. Let me just do it for you. Localhost 3000, and we're going to even add, this is the dev and this is the localhost 3000. So we have added it. Just save it now. So all this will help you to just see what the content is having. Like if you go to home, it tries to now load the stuff, and pretty much you can see something. Okay, we have some, okay, we have this particular slug. So let me just make sure this slug should not be present. So let's just remove this slug. Let's save it. define as the root for the folder. Save. So you just need to define it. And now let's see, our real path is this thing. Okay, if this requirement is slug, just keep the slug as it is, and we can make the real path a slash, so it just like mirrors this thing. Okay, so once it's done, now, wow, this is nice, we have all the project completely over here now. So whatever we saw in our browser, it's right now in this particular iframe, and we can actually see whatever the changes we make over here. Okay, so coming back to the main point now. Okay, so we have home, right? Inside home, we have to have a different type of content, right? We need to have different content. So what do we do, how to do that? So as I said you earlier, during showcasing the medium page, it has the whole page which can be treated as a story, and it has different images, paragraphs, and all these are forming blocks. So we are going to do pretty much same. What we are let's first try to like create a component itself. And just note over here, we'll be having different kind of images, right? First image is this, second image is this, third is this, fourth is this. Okay, all these four are different for now. Okay, think it of as a different urls, and these all four are independent projects. So it is collection of blocks. So this is one block, this is another block, this is another block, this is another block, right? All this forms a collection of block. So something like that we have to do. We have to create a component. Okay, and we created a new component and act as a content type. So we are making it as something like the block known as body. Yeah, body works, so we can use it, body. So the body will be having what you say, the content as projects. Okay, so we have projects. Now if you go to projects again, now the type should be, as I said over here, these are the blocks. Okay, these are the blocks. So all these are collection of blocks, right? So you are going to search for blocks. Here you can see blocks. So yes, I just saw the blocks, and this will be the collection of all the blocks. So now we have blocks, and we have to just save the schema. Once it's done, just like save it and just go to content pack again, and try to go to home and set up the config. Once you're in the config or define schema, over here, look, go to content and go to define schema. And here you can see what you can actually enter. Okay, let's just create a new, I should say that let's create a new stuff again, so that we can go with the new things. Fine. So this is how home looked. So we are going to create a new stuff again, a new page. So what it does, I'll just delete this, and we are going to create a new entry over here. Type home again, and the slug is home. Fine. The parent is okay. Fine. The parent is nothing. Okay, we are the parent itself. The root is the parent. So we are going to choose a content type. Okay. So we have a content type body. Okay. So this is the body content. We just added it. So it's done now. We have added the body content. Now you can add different blocks. Okay, so you can see there's localhost 3000 and home is there. So let's go to config and make sure the real path is slash. So once we save it, so it just removes, and we can just see again back. So what I did now, well, I just tried to create a new content again. Okay, deleting the old content and create a new content and add the block. Okay, add the projects as the block. Okay, so that we can have different kinds of blocks over there. Okay, this was the whole thing that we did. Now what is now this, these are the collection of blocks, right? All this will be blocks, and under this it will come. Okay, but do you have any doubts so far? Okay, awesome, you understood. Okay, cool. So now the thing is, all these are blocks, collection of blocks. But again, this collection of blocks again consists of blocks itself. This image is, just remember what I said on medium. Like medium, the whole page is content, and there are different kind of blocks. So consider this whole particular card, this first card as a medium page, and these are the blocks. Okay, the image, the title, the description, and the link. These are again small blocks. So again, this is another content, or you can say another block, a big block, and inside that you have different blocks. So this is how the whole story block is defined. The whole page that you see, the whole page, focus on the cursor movement. The whole page you see is the content or the story, and if inside that you just have blocks and blocks, nothing much. Okay, blocks inside blocks. This whole thing is a particular block, and inside it has a lot of other blocks. So that's what it does. So next, we have to define the card block. Okay, this whole card. Treat it this card. Just treat this card as a block only. Okay, and this card is also another block, and another block. Right. I think this much is pretty much clear. Okay, cool, awesome. So I guess yeah, this is good. Almost of the things are clear, and let's go to components. You can think it of again as a block only, so need not worry about it. Now we are going to create a new block, and it should be nestable, because we are nestable means it should be under falling someone under, right? What it does, we are having blocks inside the particular whole content, so it is a nestable content. Now let's make it project card. Okay, it will be named as project card. Next, so now we have to add few values over here. The project card includes image, right? So we are now inside this particular block. Okay, now this is the image, title, description, and link. So we're going to add this image, title, description, and link. So we have done all this. For image should be again asset. Okay, and we're going to go for images, and just again go back to this thing schema. Again, title is, again, we should have maximum characters as 30. And now go to description. Description should be text area. We can have around, at max we can have 500 characters. Okay, and now link. So link consists of, actually it's a link, so we can just use like make it as a text only for now, so that we can use it in our Next.js very easily. We not need not run into various issues of object based structuring. Okay, so let's make it as link only, so don't worry about it. So everything is image, title, description, and link is ready. Just save the schema. Fine, project card is saved. So once it's done, you need not worry about anything. Now you have the whole blocks ready. Okay, the whole block is ready, this complete block. Okay, so now you have to just add this particular blocks over here. If you go to content, you go to home. I'm clicking on this thing, add block, and I just clicked on project card. Okay, fine. I just clicked over here, project card. Now, if I just go over here, I can see there are a lot of fields available, right? So for now, just going to see any image, any random image that will pick up. Let's see if we have any image. Okay, suppose this image. Okay, this is known as Spotlight Search, which we built. It's something like you can search your emojis on Linux, something like smile. So all this mini stuff. So this is one project. Okay, Spotlight Search for Linux. Okay, so I just added a new present, and I'll add a description. This is a Spotlight Search for Linux, helps developers to be more productive on their Linux machine. And it has some features as file search, and it has some features as emoji search, YouTube video search. All this is done through this war, like YT heal the world. It just takes some time, and it tries to load the results for you based on the internet connectivity. Once it's like, it takes some time, yeah. So yeah, it shows over here, so you can click any one of them. It just a many stuff, and YouTube video search, all these are in the project. Okay, and the link, suppose I don't have the link for now, it's private, so I'll just say it as, just redirect to my particular GitHub link. Okay, and once it's done, just going to save it. Okay, so I guess we have saved this thing, but now where is that particular image, right? It is not coming over here. How do we do that? Let's reload. No, it's not coming yet. So obviously we have not integrated yet our code base with the story block, right? We have just pasted the we just added the env keys, and nothing much we have done. And remember, I told you that all this will be kept secret from the end user, the client. Okay, the client or the public, or the, you say, the one who are using our application. Okay, they should not know that we are using story block, though it's just for showing, it's just for showing you that we are having, kind of showing you the security of Next.js. So whatever backend technologies you are using, it will be kept secret inside the server only. Okay, so coming back over here, body. So we have this one project, Spotlight Search Linux. Let me see. Okay, we don't have any doubts so far. I hope no one is getting bored. Yeah, it's going too long, I guess. If you have any doubts, you can actually ask, and we can continue further. Yeah, awesome. Just let me know if you have any doubts. Yeah, cool. So again, coming back to the main point. So we have added the card. Now it's time to actually do some story stuff, like story block, integrating story block. So head over to index. Okay, this is your index file. Here is your rendering logic. I'll hide the, like, I'll just try to just make sure all this unnecessary. Just focus on this thing. Yeah, we have all the cards. Okay, so I'll try to get your card from, like, whatever the card that we used over here, all this stuff. We'll try to get it over here directly using get server side props. Okay, this will be get server, like server side logic, and nobody knows we are going to use story block. So now what thing you have to do is try to write const story. As I said you earlier, that whole package that I have just shared with you. Here you can see get story. Yeah. So once you actually see an underline over here, just let's see what it does. Quick fix, import get story. So it just imports the stuff. Okay. So we have story, and if you see the functions, it requires some UUID. And it can be a string or undefined, and it needs the content. What I said, you remember that content is the whole page that you see, right? Or it needs a slug. Okay, so this is what it pretty much needs. So what we are going to do, we don't have any UUID for now. We don't have the content to, like, the we just have slug. We just have the slug. Okay, so focus on the slug. So what is the slug of this particular? If you go to config, and if you see slug is home. So we are also going to copy this. Okay, now we are trying to, like, do this undefined, because we don't know what is the UUID. Okay, focus here. UUID is undefined. We don't know the content, so we're just going to say undefined. But we do know the slug, so just pass the slug home. Home is the slug, and okay, story is any, so it is not a big deal. So right, this is just any stuff. Okay, fine. And now we have the story. Try to, let's console the story now. Okay, before going deep diving to any stuff, let's console it. And remember, this is server side. Okay, it won't console in the browser. It will console it on your Windows machine, so on the terminal over here in the Linux. Okay, so let me just make it a bit, not over here. There's no option for splitting it, I guess. Split terminal, no, not terminal. No, fine. Fine, we can go with this thing also. Yeah, cool. So here we'll be going to see if we just reload it. Let's reload. Tries to reload. So now it let me just first show you. If we used console.log, right? Is it showing anything? No, it is not printing anything. We just reload again. So we used console.log, but it's not showing in browser because it's being handled in the server side only, not in the client side. Okay, but here if you see, request failed with status code 401. Okay, so 401 is kind of authorization code, right? So let's see if we are using env.local. Okay, so if you recall, we just changed the environment variables, right? It was earlier this thing, paste access token, but now this is this thing. So we have to rerun the Next.js server. So whenever, this is the, like, catch you have to remember, whenever you're trying to, like, change any environment variable, you have to rerun the command npm run dev, close the existing server and rerun the stuff. Okay, now if you just reload it back again, so here it's reloading. You have any questions so far? Awesome, you're not at board. Oh, great. Awesome. So it still not, there's no stuff over here right now, and still the request is failing. So let's see what is the actual reason for failing of requests. Okay, so let's see. Let's go to hack the league, and let's see what is the actual stuff. Settings. and we are trying to see the API keys. Let's use this key then, probably, so we can actually see what stuff is, what why this is failing. Cool. This is the preview tokens. Okay, awesome. Let's rerun the server again. Npm run dev. Now it's starting the server. Let's reload. Let's now wait over here what it shows. Okay, so we are getting undefined. That means it's not yet defined. That means server connection is successful. Okay, and we are still undefined. But why undefined? Now there is the catch. Okay, what we did right now was just adding the content. Okay, you just added the content. Now if you click on save, okay, now if you click on save, it will be converted into a draft. Okay, it is not going to production. If you just click on arrow over here, you can see draft JSON and publish JSON. Usually draft JSON is what we have used for local version, like the local setup over here, draft. Okay, so it will just, you can think it of as whenever you're in a development environment, you just need to save, you don't need to hit publish. Okay, make sure that you save it so that it will be inside the drafted version, and it's not going to affect the main published version. So once it's saved over here, we have saved the things, so it will now completely in the drafted version. Now let's reload. It may take some time. Okay, so let's reload the things now. Let's just, okay, we run the server again, and let's see, just reload. Hmm. Cool. So we are having drafted, and we are still having the, what do you say, uh, the undefined coming. So let's see what is the actual data over here. If we just click on data, what is the actual data is coming, so we can see it. Let's reload. So promise pending. Okay, so this is the promise, and I guess we have to use await over here. So yeah, that's my mistake. Sorry. Here we have to use async await because this is a returning a promise. So we have to resolve the promise, and it's just like nothing much. It's just JavaScript syntax. So here you see, we get all the data story. We just need to, like, this is the data coming, right? And under story you have this home, and you can see name, space, and all this UID, all the stuff, right? This is the data that you got from story block. Now this is everything is draft data, like, because you saved it, and that's why it's showing draft. Okay, now what you have to do, you have to just get the story object over here. What this particular syntax does, it's just like fetches the story for you, this particular whole object from here till here. Okay, this will fetch this much only, story object. So we just need the story object, and we are going to see what's there in the story now. Okay, so now let's again reload, and it's reloading. So here you see the story object. Now we have got the story object. Now what happens, whatever see there, I told you about content, the whole page that you see, right? The whole page, this is the content. So whatever things you see on the page will be inside the content object. Okay, so this is the content. Okay, let's see StreamYard. Okay, so now this is the content. Okay, now we are going to fetch this particular content, and just visualize this thing over here. If you are in the client side, this is the particular client side. Let me just dock to right. So here you can see there's nothing, no on the nothing on the console. Okay, this is our client side, and this is the server side running, and we are using console.log. So this is what Next.js does. Makes it, gives you a complete security. You can even call your database directly from this particular under this function and use it. So there's no need to worry about it at all. Okay, so there's the content, and we need to get the content now. So let's focus on content, story.content. Fine, we have the story.content, and now let's see what happens when we reload. So let's reload the stuff. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, let's reload. Oh, nice. We have see there. This is a spotlight search for Linux. Okay, we got this particular data, right? So everything is coming. Okay, you can see this UID particular, and all the stuff is coming, and now we just need to fetch all these things. Okay, story dot content. So what you see, the story dot content again is kind of ID, and it's just returning few data objects over here, the projects. Okay, so projects, what it does now, let's go to over here. So story dot content. Okay, this whole page is the content. Inside this you see projects over here. This is what projects contains. Okay, projects, and under those projects we have blocks. So it is an array of blocks, and every block has some data: title, component, and description. Okay, now if we add another block, suppose project card, and we try to just make it a title known as tell me some of your projects. Let me see if you can say some projects that you have built. Can you say some projects in the chat? Anyone from the team, anyone from the public, anyone who want to share his project, will showcase it over here in this site. Just share the these things if you have a project. So I guess okay, I feel like take a project from my GitHub only, some old projects. Let's see. Okay, so we're on GitHub, and we'll take this snippets. Okay, so snippets is just like it has kind of whatever I surf on internet. It just has some all the implementations like aliasing and all these things. So you can find app images and all this stuff is there in the project. So we're going to use this snippets. Okay, let me know, just drop your. Okay, does Power Automate projects work? Yeah, it will work. Any project that you have built, any project. You can like you can post it, put it over here. I'll add that to in the project card. So yeah, that works. Just share the title, description, and link. That's it. So here I'll put the link. Here is the description. Let's write a description. Code snippets while I surf on internet, and it just shows some random snippets. Upload new. Let's see if we have some pictures. mm, we don't have any pictures right now, so okay, let's take this one, this particular. Yeah, this works. Let's take this browser image. Yeah, any random image, we took it, and now what we're going to do is save it. That's it. We now saved the things. Now if you let me see if Jatin has shared his project. Okay, so Jatin, you can share your project stuff, and I'll just add it in the project card only. Cool. Coming back to the main point. So here you see what you have: story dot content dot projects, right? So now what we'll do, we'll try to actually iterate over all the stuff. Okay, whatever we got from the story, from the content. Okay, story dot content dot projects dot map. Okay, now we are on this iteration number one. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll try to get, let's make it as something project. The name should be project, and it just, let's make it Annie, and let me just give it a name. Yeah, nice. So we have this thing, and let's make it const project cards. Okay, so we have this stuff, and now what it'll do, it will try to just return a particular object. So we need image, right? We do need image. So let's see what it needs. So if you go to src components cards, we need title, image, description, and link. Okay, so we'll just need these things. So we need a title. So what we'll do, title, we'll just search for el dot title. Okay, project dot title, sorry. In my mind it's always el because I've been using el since beginning, that's why. So like instead of using project, using el. Yeah, but fine, we're going to use this title, and we're going to use image now. Image is project dot image is again a link, so it will be project.image.file name. Okay, so you get a particular link. And then title is project.title. We have description, so we'll use this project.description. Fine, so we have the description and every stuff. Okay, so now the thing is ready. Let's see. Okay, I guess this much is required, and this is completely an array, and we return all these things. Okay, fine. Title, image, description, and we do need a link too, right? So here is the link, project dot. So we have actually done with the link, and now what we are going to do, this everything we are doing in the server side. Okay, so if you are following me, let me see if yes, shared. Okay, fine, awesome. Microsoft Power Mail for students. So we'll just copy this in the description, project card. Okay, fine. And okay, title is okay, fine. Sorry, I'll just use the title. This is the title. Okay, Microsoft Power Mail. We'll just use this and for student ambassadors. And link is over here. Let's see if we have some links or any images in the picture. No, we don't have any images. So yeah, what we'll do, we'll just take the screenshot of this particular, okay, page, and just showing, select area to grab, take screenshot. So we are taking the screenshot of this, and we're going to save it. So I guess saved in pictures, and now we'll try to import this, upload a new image, and we're going to go to pictures. So I guess this is the one. Yeah, open. Yeah, this is the one. So confirm. Okay, so this is done. We have the image ready. We just need to like go back to body again. So yeah, we have done pretty much stuff. Let me see. Yeah, fine. So yes, this is done. So we have the project cards and everything done. Now what we'll try to do is send the props. Project cards will be returned as props. Okay, so we'll be just sending it. So now what it does, it will just actually send you the project cards over here. Okay, in this particular here as props. So now what we'll do, we'll try to like declare an interface in TypeScript. It's just like with just home page props, just making sure everything is type safe, nothing. So okay, project cards, and it will just so card, and this will be the card array that we get. Okay, we have to get it card, and let's see if cards has anything. Okay, card props. Okay, let's just get some card props. Quick fix. Okay, so we have card props, and now we are going to see just making sure that we get project cards and home page props. Okay, and now we are just going to use this particular name over here to props. So we have this project cards, the complete map. Okay, mapped object, and we're going to also make it sure that it returns as card props only. And yes, it is a card props. So because we have title, we have image, description, and link. So yeah, it's pretty much same. And there are any problems over here? Okay, type project cards is not accessible. Next page. Okay, so let's just remove this thing for now. And yeah, I guess this much works. So let's see, do we have project cards in the screen? Now what we are going to do, we are going to take this console.log, whatever we have seen over here. Okay, we have removed the console.log, fine. So what else, we are going to console the stuff, the project cards, console.log, project cards, and we are going to just make sure it's in places. I'll just make it in, down a bit. So yeah, So it will, what it will try to do is just like, this is the not good way of consoling the things out, but yeah, this for the time being we're just using this console.log project cards. And now what we'll do, we'll just reload the stuff, go to our hack the leak website, and still it's undefined. So let's see what is the main stuff we are missing out. Okay, let's reload. Okay, nice, we have got two arrays over here. So it shows spotlight search, it shows random code snippet, but where is the rest of the things? Jatin's project. So we need to save it. So once we save it, it goes to draft JSON, and just just reload it. You can see the three arrays over here. Okay, 0, 1, 2. So all these are on the client side, and see over here what we have seen: title, image, description, and title, image, and link will be obviously there. You just need to, and here is the link. Okay, so nobody knows now where it is coming from, right? And yeah, seeing the image you can say, but overall the server side logic is completely uh, what you say, the hide, like it is not being exposed to the server, right? It's kept secret within the server itself. So that's what Next.js offers. Okay, so this is what the thing is. And now once it's done, we are done with the things. Now what we'll try to do is traverse this particular stuff. Now we're just going to make sure that we are using only one card. And now what we'll do is just going to click over here, and now we're going to traverse the things. Okay, project cards dot map. So now we are now using the map object, and again the same stuff we have to do, and just need to make sure that it's returning this thing. It just returns the particular project. The title will be over here. Just replace it to project dot title. Okay, as string. We need it as a string only, so that's why. Again, the image will be project dot image as string. You need description to be again project dot description as string. And now again we need it link project dot description as string. Fine. So we are done with the most of the things now, and this will be the like kind of last implementation for the server side to the client side. So now we'll be removing the console log too, so that our server side you can see that it's secured. Okay, let's see now, and let's reload over here. Oh nice, it's reloaded. Let me just close this. So you can see spotlight search over here. Okay, and we have snippets while I surf on internet, Microsoft Power Mail for students, right? So all these projects, whatever now you add and you try to save it, it will be showcased in the public, like it will be showcased in the draft JSON. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll try to again do the same stuff. We'll try to add some few more projects. So I'll try to add a few project of mine, like just go to repositories. We'll try to add this talk project. Okay, so htl talk. So let's add this htl talk project, demo project, while showcasing hack the leak workshop used well, and link is https github.com/and. Okay, this is the link, and we are going to upload this whole. Let me just take a StreamYard sneak, so that will actually give a more relevant image. So we have the take screenshot, select area to grab. Suppose we are going to take this. Yeah, I guess this completes the screenshot, and we're going to save it. Oh, you can show the screen. Yeah, fine, awesome. So we have taken the screenshot and everything, and it's saved. And now we're going to add it to the asset, upload. and we're going to go to pictures and we're going to add the screenshot over here. Okay, so this is what I have added over here and it's uploading. So once it's uploaded, once done, save it. As simple as that. Now reload it over here. It takes some time and you see here is the HDL talk project submission link, and if you just click on those links too, it will actually work. Just click on the links. Okay, so what you have to do is make sure, let me just make sure that this link is okay. Fine, this is the link, right? We have to just okay, so there is one good issue. We are actually not sending the right link, so let's just debug it as quickly as possible. So project.link. Okay, project.link. Okay, we are using project.description over. So project.link. So once we click over here, and now if we try to just reload the things, so let's reload and see project submission link and click on it. It goes to my snippets folder. Okay, and if you just try to change anything over here and try to save it, it will be actually directly shown into the main what to say, the whole drafted or the dev version of the site. But now we are moving to production, right? We have to deploy it to production. Okay, so for production we are going to see how to deploy this whole site. Okay, we are going to try to deploy this to Vercel, and this completes your full stack application. So we're going to go to vercel.com, log in over here, like sign up with your account and try to log in. So I'll try to log in directly, continue with GitHub. So it's trying to do the authentication. So once I'm logged in over here, I'll try to see the new project that I have built. So before that, clicking on the new project, we have to save and commit the changes, right? So what we're going to do is making sure create a new terminal, and we are going to just see the status. I've just set up like get status as GST, so it just shows the get status runs the alias command. So similarly, just writing git add all, and we are going to just commit the message with final commit. Okay, and probably add some emojis over here, emoji, and we'll be making it as rocket. That was good. Okay, just doing this. So we have the emojis and done everything. Now let's save it and commit it. Yeah, now we have saved it, and never push to main directly. Another good advice. We just, this is a demo project, so directly just pushing it to main. So don't do that in your production code. And usually these are actually protected branches, so you need not to worry about it. Let's see. Reloads 21 seconds ago. Everything is okay, done, and we click on new project. And now what we'll try to do, import the things from your Git repository. Here you can see HTL talk. Just click on import. We are in Vercel, okay? And it is again, hobby projects are free of cost, so don't need not worry about it. Now everything is already set up because it's next build. Remember that we talked about next build over here in package JSON. So the same next build is being used for creating a what you say, um, the production build, and we're setting up the environment variable. Now this main stuff is good in env.local and try to set the story block version as published. Okay, and I added published over here. Now again, story block access token. So just make sure that you use this access token for the particular space. So once it's done, just add it. So if you just view it, this access token, and this is the published, so it will only show the published version. Make sure whenever you're pushing things in production, always use published. Never ever use the draft version. It will again, it will show cases in the production and users can see your unfinished data, right? Unfinished content. So we should not show the unfinished content to the particular client or any user who is browsing our site. So we'll be just showing the published version. Before clicking on published, we have to save it again and we have to publish it. So now it's published in production. You can see the green signal over here. It's live. And now we have to just click on deploy. Make sure you do the main stuff over here, the publishing stuff, before running the deployment command. So it tries to just directly build the stuff. And meanwhile, if you have any doubts, you can ask. Oh, nice. Hack the League website is hosted on Vercel too. That's awesome. Really great. Vercel is really good with Next.js support, and yeah, you can use the latest features too. Yeah. Any questions so far? I guess we don't have any questions, and that's good. That seems good that I can explain well. That's a plus point. Yeah. Awesome. So okay, we have some errors, I guess. Mm, do we have some errors? Okay, we have to add a key prop. Yeah, this is what React optimization does. Like always, whenever you're adding a stuff over here, just make sure that you are having a key prop. So every project, I guess, will be having a different link. So we can use project.link as our key prop. So that is like kind of, you can think it of as React does the optimization over here using the key prop. That's why it's required. So we'll just like get GST is GST, yeah, fine, GC message. Just pushing it again. So we do have one more key props, I guess, over here. No, we don't need a key prop here. So we just need a key prop over here. That's it. So we're just going to see again, go to back, and it auto runs the things. As you know, like if you just click on HTL talk, HTL talk over here, and it tries to run the build again, fix the key. Let's see, you have any questions for so far? Yeah, awesome. No questions. So yeah, see, you can see all the stuff is done. These are the warnings, and oh yeah, I've just directly used image img tag instead of using next image just for the quickiness of the things. So yeah, the build is completed, and everything is done. Now we are going to see htl talk.vercel.app. Let's see. Nice. We have all the things here, and if you go to inspect to, you're not going to see the keys or anything. Okay. Oh, this is not mobile responsive, really. So everything is really just hidden out. No server calls, nothing like that. And you can see the domain and all these things. There's no server side calls have been made here. So now I'll just share the link with you folks. Okay, let me just share it over here so you can just check it out. And this will be live till midnight, and then I'll pull it down so you can actually see the code and everything from the web, this particular GitHub repo, and then you can just see the things and get started. Yeah, let me just send it to the private chat again. Cool. So this is what we have built, and this is the whole thing using Storyblock and Next.js, and even you can, like as you said, as Jatin says that he has like the complete stuff is on Vercel. So I guess you like will be integrating such stuff in Vercel in the hackathon projects too. So awesome, folks. This is all about like how you can build using Storyblock and Next.js. The key points to remember is like always save it. Whenever you click on save, it goes to draft JSON, and whenever you click on publish, it goes to publish JSON. Draft is for dev or staging or testing environment, but publish is for just for production, nothing else. Okay. So this is about crux points, and we have built a complete live project using Storyblock and Next.js. So that's all, and I hope you really liked it. Like you learned a lot, not just liked it, just learned a lot, and gonna see the recordings too, so that you can build some cool projects in your hack the league or hackathon. So for connecting with me, I'm really active on Twitter, so you can just drop like just get connected over there. You can get some like fresh content on TypeScript, AWS, React, Next.js. So yeah, that's all. Thank you. I'll just drop my Twitter link too so that you all can connect. Awesome. Thank you, Mike. I hope you really enjoyed. So yeah, this is about XS. So as the team is in the backstage, we are completed with the session. So yeah, thanks Mridul for staying so long, and it's right 1.5 hours around. Yeah, so it was too long. Yeah, yeah. We had some nice code and we did some cool stuff. Yeah, always like whenever you're trying to build something, just don't just focus on winning. You have to learn in the hackathon. Okay, try to build stuff by learning things. Okay, and don't need to worry. It's just hackathons do come, hackathons do go, but main thing that you have to keep constant is learning. Okay, to make sure you learn in this hackathon. Yeah, so you can just like hit the stuff and you can get connected on Twitter. And if you're connecting on LinkedIn, make sure that you are adding a note that you are coming from Hack the Leak. That helps me to identify the particular set of users. Yeah, Dheeraj.
This was quite an insightful session. I mean, who knew learning about full stack applications could be this fascinating? All thanks to you, Abir. And now thank Mr. Abir Pal on the behalf of the HTL team for being so
Thank you. Thank
approachable.
you.
And we are really looking forward to be a part of more such workshops in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for hosting me. Thank you.